Hello again, I'm Rodney Reynolds and welcome to another video review. Today I'm looking at the Antec High Current Gamer 620 watt power supply. This box has your typical Antec theme, black and yellow, looks quite nice. Note how the box has this plastic wrap on it. I have to say that I love this stuff because it kind of feels like, you know, no one else has ever touched it. Also, the box does look quite nice. Has the high current gamer here. This is the 620 watt model. Also, all kinds of features and specifications as well as information about the product on the box. Now let's open it up. This is the product overview. If you want their full user's manual, you'll have to go to their website to get it. And this is some kind of survey if you want to complete that. Power cord. And the power supply here is inside of this cardboard to protect it. Also within its own Antec bag. That's quite nice. Let's see what else is in here. And 4 screws for mounting the power supply in the case. Now let's have a closer look at this power supply. The HCG or High Current Gamer series of power supplies are currently available in a number of different wattages, ranging from 400 all the way up to 900. I'll be taking a look at the 620 model today. Now, what separates this power supply from most is its continuous power. So for example, the 620 watt model offers 620 watts of continuous output at 50 degrees Celsius, and you can do that 100% of the time. Now, how is this wattage determined? Well, to understand that, you need to know what rails are. Rails are basically well-regulated transformers which convert domestic current into the voltages that your computer system can use, and there are essentially 2 different rails, the 3.3/5 volt rail and the 12 volt rail. In this particular case, the approximate maximum peak output of the 3.3/5 volt rail is 130 watts and the 12 volt is 576 watts, which is essentially how the wattage of this power supply is determined. The 3.3/5 volt rail is responsible for the motherboard, memory, PCI cards, and so on, while the 12 volt rail is responsible for the hard drives, optical drives, fans, CPU, video cards, etc. It's also important to know the peak amps on each rail. Well, the plus 3.3 volt and the plus 5 volt rails are both 24 amps each, and the single plus 12 volt rail is 48 amps. There are a number of important things to remember when selecting a power supply. The first is wattage. Determine how much wattage you are going to require by the amount of hardware that you will be installing. Generally speaking, a medium to high-end gaming rig would require a 500 to 700 watt power supply. For a hardcore system, select a power supply that's around 800 watts. If, however, you are building an extreme gaming rig with a top-of-the-line multiple video card setup with lots of other hardware, select a power supply that's 1000 watts or greater. Second, it should be at or above 80% efficient at typical load. This power supply's efficiency is up to 88%. Third, it should meet the latest ATX and other current standards, environmental directives over voltage, under voltage, and other protections. This power supply meets all current standards. Fourth, I'd recommend choosing a power supply that has APFC or active power factor correction. Assist the power supply in being more efficient and therefore stable under load. APFC basically reduces total harmonics, corrects input voltage, and it allows for full input voltage range. Thankfully, this power supply has APFC. Fifth, there are 3 main certifications, 80+, NVIDIA SLI, and ATI Crossfire. Many of today's high-end power supplies meet 1 or more of these certifications. This power supply is certified to meet 80+ bronze requirements. Sixth, look for a power supply that uses Japanese capacitors. This ensures a much more reliable product than a power supply with low-grade capacitors. This power supply uses Japanese brand capacitors. Finally, get a power supply that has enough leads for your setup. Also, it's important to get a power supply with an excellent warranty. This power supply has a red-black color theme. It looks quite nice. The housing is steel and comes with a very quiet 135mm dual ball bearing cooling fan, which is recessed and has a fan grill. The fan and the many ventilation holes will ensure that the inside of this power supply remain cool in almost any environment. Here's the power cord connection and the power switch. Now this power supply has lots of long sleeved leads, but none of these leads are modular. Finally, have a listen to the 135mm fan. Now this might not be a super high wattage modular gold certified power supply, but rather it fits into an affordable category. A lot of people are looking for brand name quality power supplies, and this fits the bill perfectly. Overall, this is a great product. Until next time, take care.